Watch Dogs Central.
Hey guys, Brett here, connecting from UbiCentral, and today I'll be counting down my top 5 favorite characters in the Watch Dogs franchise. Before we get started, I just want to say this is my personal opinion, and you most likely won't agree with my list, and that's perfectly okay. In fact, if you disagree, please let me know your top 5 characters in the comments down below. But without further ado, let's get started. Aiden Pearce. Now, some of you may be shocked that he isn't number 1 on my list, and there's a couple different reasons for that. For me personally, Aiden wasn't the most interesting character, especially during my first playthrough of the game. While I have started to enjoy his character more, he is mostly a generic character. He doesn't really have any standout traits when it comes to his personality or any charm really, and I totally understand why this is with the tone of the game, but for me personally, I just wasn't really attached to his character. But I will say this, I prefer him over Marcus any day. At least Aiden was consistent and his dialogue suited him, and he just looks badass. With Marcus, it felt forced at times and his jokes didn't always land, at least for me. Josh. Now, Josh for me is definitely my favorite aspect of Watch Dogs 2. I really think he is the best hacker in all of DedSec, and he's definitely underrated. Honestly, it also feels like DedSec don't really appreciate him as much as they should. While I do admit he is in the background a lot, I feel like that's also what makes him unique. He's very skilled at what he does, but he never seeks attention for it. He gets the job done and isn't annoying by any means. He's just this awkward character who has some of the best dialogue in the entire game. I really hope we get to learn more about him, whether that be in a future game, comic, or something, because he really doesn't get the credit he deserves.
You straight played her!
Don't fuck with the hot sauce.
Woo! Yo, that's like a line from a Cisco movie. Damn, that's my boy.
Aye. Oh, fuck.
Jordi Chin. Now, it shouldn't be a surprise that he made the list. Even for people who didn't enjoy the first game, they will admit he was one of the best aspects. His dialogue was extremely well written, and he was the comedy relief in this very serious story. And that's not to say he didn't offer more to the story either. Aiden Pearce reached out to him for help, which goes to show how useful of a character he was, even in Aiden's eyes. And we have to talk about the ending of Watch Dogs. Even though you kind of built up this friendship with him, he ends up turning on you for the money. And when you think he's dead, you're wrong. He ends up calling you, and even Aiden understands that it was just business.
Bad boy. What? Bad boy, 17. What the fuck, man?
Bad Boy 17, aka Clara Lil. She was this mysterious character who was also a really skilled hacker. Oddly enough, she's also the first DedSec member we meet in the entire universe. Clara and Aiden worked really well together, especially because they didn't fully trust each other at first. But even Aiden later admits she's the closest thing he has to a good friend. And he later finds out that Clara tried trading herself in for Nikki so she wouldn't get caught up in this whole mess. It's unfortunate their last conversation left off on such a bad note, but it made her death that much more impactful. And my all-time favorite character, at least right now, is Raymond Kenny, aka Tbone. Without Tbone, Watch Dogs wouldn't exist at all. He started this whole thing when he caused the original blackout and created the CTOS. On top of that, the dude has been on Bloom's radar for so many years, yet he's still out in the public, walking the streets, while Aiden was captured in Watch Dogs 2. It goes to show you that this man is truly a legend. He's funny, he's smart, and gets along with basically everyone, well, except Bloom. He is the OG hacker, and he's still around even at his older age. And that's my list for the top 5 best characters in Watch Dogs. Again, I already know most of you will probably disagree with me, but hopefully I explained why each character earned their spot on my list. Please let me know your top 5 characters in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.